This is fun, man. Woo! We're out of the house. It's been a long time. Been trapped inside. Welcome back. Hi everyone, I'm Megan Mitchell and welcome to Thrive Markets Prep School, where we show you how to make no fuss, easy, simple recipes. And today, we're making one of my favorites. I'm gonna show you how to make these vegan pumpkin pie bars that are also gluten-free, featuring Dr. Bronner's coconut oil. Let's get started. You need a food processor. You could use a big one, little one. You could also do this in a resealable bag if you want. You could add the graham crackers and crush them up. I'm using gluten-free graham crackers. The nice thing about these bars, I don't have to make a pie crust, you know, like a pastry dough. Sometimes that can be a little daunting, a little scary. And a half a cup of pecans or pecans. How do you say it? Comment below. Do you say pecans or pecans? Food processor. Don't even do it. I did it, I figured it out, I got it. You just want the pecans to break down, the graham crackers to be a fine meal. You're a fine meal, what a good wife you would be. All right, so I'm gonna add the oil to a bowl. I don't wanna add the oil to my food processor because sometimes it'll, I don't know. I just don't like to do that. It'll muck up on you. So pour it into a clean bowl. All right, to the bowl, I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of melted coconut oil. So we live in LA, it's always 7 million degrees here, so my coconut oil stays melted. If yours is not, just pop it in a pan on the stove and cook until melted. So we need about 3 tablespoons. Oh my gosh, I can smell that coconut. So you want it to now resemble wet sand. So before it was dry, now it should look like wet sand. No clumps of anything. All right, that looks perfect. Ooh, it's certified fair trade, regenerative organic coconut oil. Unrefined, fresh pressed. I like to cook my popcorn in coconut oil. So, a little tip from old Megan Mitch. All right, let's pour this crust into our prepared 9x13 baking pan. It's like a cake pan. And I lined it with parchment paper like this, so it's easy removal. And I just wanna flatten the crust to an even layer. And then we're gonna bake this at 350 for about 12 minutes. And this is called blind baking. If I just did this and then poured the mixture over top, it might get soggy, it might like mix together. So I want a distinct layer of crust on the bottom. All the way to the edges. 350 for 12 minutes until golden brown. And I'll show you what else happens. All right, so let's make our filling. I don't know why I was holding onto my whisk. I felt very important when I was talking. I was like, listen up, the crust is done. Let's go to the filling. So large bowl, to it we're gonna add 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree. And this is not sweetened, nothing. It's just literally pureed pumpkin. Add that to our bowl. Ooh. I feel like I always have pumpkin puree in my pantry, and I do one thing and then I have it in my pantry all year long. So if you have a rogue can of pumpkin puree, this is the recipe for you. And then 3/4 cup of coconut milk. I wanted to add something creamy, so I used coconut milk, maple syrup, keeping it vegan. I love maple syrup to sweeten. I add it to my coffees. I add it to dressings as well, if I'm making salad dressings. If I don't have honey or I don't want to use honey. And then I'm gonna add creamy almond butter that I've melted. And I want it melted just so it incorporates super easily into this mixture. And this holds the pie bars together. It holds the filling together. There's no egg in this. Pinch of salt. 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. This will thicken it. 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. But if you don't have pumpkin pie spice, you can use a mixture of cinnamon, cloves, allspice, nutmeg, and we'll put that in the recipe as well. That smell immediately reminds me of the holidays. Christmas, Thanksgiving, autumn. And a splash, about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I don't know if you guys caught that, but. All right, whisk carefully. You don't want that coconut milk going crazy. And you wanna whisk until smooth. You no longer see any lumps. And that crust, when I took it out of the oven, also when it's in the oven baking, it will fill your house with the most amazing smell of like toasted coconuts. Dr. Bronner's coconut oil has such a strong coconut smell, but in the best way. I honestly felt like I was on a little vacation. Alrighty, let's just pour it directly in. Smells so good. All of that goodness. feel like if you've never made a pumpkin pie and it always seems a little daunting and a little scary, like I don't want to overcook it, I don't want it to crack, I don't want it to dry out, I feel like these pumpkin pie bars are a great way to start. Smooth the filling out. Make sure it goes to all the sides. Okay, you could bake it just like this and it would be the bee's knees. But I wanna take it to the next level. I wanna make a crumble topping for this. So I'm gonna add pumpkin seeds and more pecans and oats and crumble it on top. But you could bake it like this, but we're not gonna. I need 2/3 cup of gluten-free rolled oats, chopped pecans, or pecans, pumpkin seeds, or papitas. And then I'm using almond meal, but you can use almond flour or almond meal. Cinnamon. Pinch of salt. And then 2 tablespoons of our Dr. Bronner's coconut oil melted. 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, just to sweeten it up a bit. And it's nice when you add the coconut oil first, the maple syrup just slides right out. Isn't that nifty? And let's just mix this together. All right, this is what I like to do. Just kind of randomly sprinkle it on top. Doesn't need to look perfect. It needs to look kind of rustic. And it shouldn't sink too far into the filling. And then we're gonna pop this back in the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes. The edges will be set and it'll turn from this pale orange to a deeper, darker, golden-y orange color. And then when you shake it, it should be pretty smooth and not jiggle too much. It might jiggle a little bit in the middle. And then let it cool, room temp. And then I like to pop it in the fridge and let it fully chill overnight, at least a couple hours, but preferably overnight, and then we'll slice it up. Okay, into the oven. All right, my bars have chilled. Don't they look gorgeous? Okay, remember the parchment trick for easy removal. See how easy I did that, guys? One swift movement. I can see the crust. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's not like falling apart. It's not flopping over. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. They're great for on the go, you know, like from your kitchen to your bedroom. And then you go also maybe to the laundry room and you're like, man, if I only had a pie. Yeah, I got pie bars, and you just grab them and you head on to do your laundry. Okay, I'm gonna just cut off a little edge right here because that's my favorite part. They're so good. Okay, all right, let's start from the beginning. The crust is holding together. That graham cracker just adds a subtle, and the pecans, like a subtle nuttiness. And then the filling is creamy, but it's holding together. Tastes straight up like pumpkin pie. I would never know that this is vegan or gluten-free. I'm gonna make this for my mom who is gluten-free. And then the top adds a little texture, like everything's kind of soft. And then you get a crunch of those nuts and those seeds on top. Out of sight. Oh my gosh, you guys. You gotta make this one. These are delicious. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, to share. Share this recipe, make this recipe, let me know if you do. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.